Podcast, Episode 8. Here with Colin as usual, and we have a new guest today, our friend TD. How's it going, TD?
It's going good. Thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Friend, family.
Yeah, same thing. But all right, let's get into it.
All right, it's fight week. All right, let's start with UFC 259. We'll start as the headline: Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. I just said his name wrong, but I normally say it wrong. Tyler, how do you feel about that fight?
Israel Adesanya is the next big star in the UFC. He's making his first jump up to light heavyweight, and I'm honestly interested to see how this weigh-in goes if he comes in as light as he's talking about. I don't really know if this is a bluff that he's saying he's coming in 15 pounds underweight, but
195 is what he said he would weigh in as.
Yeah, that could go really interesting. And a lot of people are talking about it to Izzy's advantage, just the way he fights and his style. But I could also see this playing into Jan's advantage if they start trading shots like the Gastelum fight went.
Yeah, because Jan's going to obviously weigh in at 205 as he should. But, when
he'll probably come in the
when
fight
he makes
about
the walk,
220.
He'll probably be 220, 225 when he makes the walk. So Izzy would probably be 198, 200 when he makes the walk.
Yeah.
That's scary if I'm Izzy.
Yeah, but it don't matter to his kicks, man. The kicks are clean as hell, man. Yeah. They make everyone just want to kick.
Jan's got some deadly power, though. And I seen
Polish power, baby.
I seen an interesting argument for Jan's advantage that plays to Izzy's fighting style. Izzy is all about head movement, and that leaves your lower body at a lot of risk. And we know with how Jan fought Dominic Reyes, those kicks can be devastating.
Those body kicks. If Izzy gets caught with a few of those, he'll be in trouble. But
I think as long as he keeps his distance, though, I think he has the reach advantage, if I'm not mistaken. So
Izzy's long. But Jan cannot do what Paulo Costa or Yoel Romero or Robert Whittaker did to Izzy. Like, you can't play to his game.
Agree.
You can't stand in front of him, allowing him to chop your leg down and then clip you a few times.
You gotta go beat him. You gotta just go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If Izzy, I don't think he'll make the fight because I honestly think he's scared. But if Izzy does fight John Jones, first round submission, I got John Jones.
I don't think he'll fight John. I don't.
Yeah, it's funny how Izzy's like October 2021, me versus John. And now he's like, COVID. That fight's got to be the fan. I want that fight next year, 2022.
Well, Dana White talked about in the press conference yesterday, Texas is fully open. And he said he wants to start having maxed out events soon as possible.
Dana White said he's going to Texas as soon as he can.
Dana White said, I'm going to make a money move.
Yeah, but I just don't see any way Izzy can beat John unless he clips him. But John has a brick as a chin.
John is
he's too smart. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, John.
One of the best wrestlers in UFC history.
But me personally, I think a lot of people are talking about John fight. A lot of people are talking about Izzy going to heavyweight. I think this fight tomorrow is going to be the telling story. I do think there's a chance that Izzy does lose, but I think it's going to be close.
I think Izzy is talking about maybe going down after this, like instead of going up.
Izzy said he was going to return at 185 after the fight and finish what he started there.
Yeah.
So I think he better not do this narrative of I offered John a fight at 185 and he refused it. It's like, why would John at 250 go all the way down to 185 when they can meet at 205 if anything?
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But stat card tomorrow. 4 champions, 3 championship fights.
Yeah, Parlay City. This is just smelling like Parlay City.
The GOAT Amanda Nunes is fighting.
That's gonna be a good one.
And,
they have a Nunes as a negative 1250 favorite. So for those you want to take your 10 cents, don't put your money on it.
Don't take your shit. I think people are overlooking Megan Anderson. She's
got
tall.
a big reach advantage.
She is tall. I mean, I know Amanda Nunes is the GOAT, but remember the time when everyone thought Ronda Rousey was unbeatable?
Oh, and Ronda Rousey got fucking slumped
by Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
I mean, Megan's 6 foot. Like, that's a big bitch, dude. Like, it is. Like,
she's pretty tall. How tall is Amanda Nunes?
She's only
5'8". I was looking at this stuff yesterday, and honestly, I watched a couple of Megan's fights, and I do think Nunes would have a big advantage grappling this fight.
Yeah, she definitely seems like she's more built.
I know Nunes is known for the big strikes and stuff, but I do think a submission win is possible.
Okay.
So UFC 259, we know how stacked that is, but UFC 260 is probably even more stacked. It's headlined by Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic. That's a fight that I want to see because I'm pretty sure I'm almost 100% John Jones is getting the winner of that.
I want to see the Sugar Show, bro. I want to see
Sugar Show. O'Malley is on it. Volkanovsky's fighting Tyron Woodley. Hopefully he doesn't lose for a fourth time in a row.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's happening, you know.
But I want Stipe to win because I don't want John to fight Francis Ngannou because that's scary to me.
Yeah, the Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou fight is, I think it's going to be a lot of the same of the first fight. I think the first round, maybe 2 rounds, it's just going to be Stipe trying to survive. And if he can get past that, I think he wins.
Yeah.
Bro, how old is Stipe?
That's how John would have to fight Francis. Just first 2 rounds, get him gassed out.
I mean, you watch that first round of them two fighting, and it was crazy. I mean, Stipe was just trying to survive, man. He was dodging nuclear bombs for 5 minutes straight.
John took some bombs, though, before. Like, that Dominic Reyes fight, do you know how many uppercuts John just ate right to the chin?
Yeah, it's crazy. But
DC landed a bunch of heavy shots on John.
I don't know, though. Nagano's
different.
He's built different.
John just was last, so that dude won't go down.
You want to move on to the boxing realm?
Yeah. Well, we could still talk about 260. We got a couple other good fights in there.
Oh, I actually have something else for 260. Why is Dominic Reyes? Why is Dominic Cruz on the prelims?
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
Probably something to do with just how many fights they have. So someone had to, be that guy.
It's Dominic Cruz. You gotta get him in the main event somehow.
And I know
you gotta get him on that main card.
And I know Volkanovsky versus Ortega, I believe it is the co-main for 260.
It is. O'Malley is the first fight on the main.
Me personally, I'd like to see Volkanovsky win another one, and I think Max Holloway should get the next fight instantly.
I definitely want the trilogy because
Max Holloway's not the champ, but I think he's the man to beat in that division.
He's the people's champ.
I agree.
I think he won that last fight against Volkanovsky.
I think and fun fact for the people, I don't have a good track record on betting on fights, but Max Holloway has won me some money. So
that was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Versus Kelvin Cater.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then of course the return of the Sugar Show.
Yeah, he got something to show, man. He can't come out flat.
He's got to bring the hype back.
He's got to come knock someone the fuck out.
Yeah.
Straight up fast. It's got to be quick if he wants this hype back. So
I think O'Malley is going a little too fast. He's calling out Cody Garbrandt. Yeah. I think he's not ready for Cody Garbrandt.
He's forgetting he has a whole career ahead of him. It's not like a quick spurt. He needs to prolong it.
O'Malley's going to be a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't fought anyone in the top 15. And he fought, Chito Vera was in the top 15, but he lost. I know he lost because he broke his foot in the first round, but still, he talks like he's the champion, undisputed champion already.
Yeah. Sure. He's got an air to him.
Yeah. He's got a lot of hype, though. I mean, a lot of people are riding on O'Malley to become the next big thing. So
I think he's got the potential.
Definitely.
Let's talk about where we think the light heavyweight division is going to go. Because Dana White said that he's going to meet with Khabib on Saturday and talk about what happens there.
Bro, fucking put Gaethje and McGregor in a ring and just fucking...
I think Poirier versus Gaethje should be the title fight.
Yeah, I think Poirier is...
You got to give Poirier and McGregor one more fight, though, first.
They'll get the trilogy, but I don't think it should be for the belt.
If I'm Poirier, I want the championship next. I'd come back for Conor.
Yeah, if you're Poirier, would you rather the Justin Gaethje for the belt or Conor McGregor 3?
And Dana said this weekend...
McGregor will be more money, but...
You go for the belt.
Dana said this weekend that he's having dinner with Khabib to talk about possibly retiring. Said that he's not really sure where that's going to go yet. So,
if Khabib comes back, he should get Poirier first.
I wouldn't be mad if like Poirier and McGregor did part 3, and then like the winner of that got to fight
Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, for like the belt.
Yeah.
I won't be upset with that.
But poor Tony Ferguson. He was promised Khabib 3 times, and now he's just on a losing streak.
Yeah, poor guy. Dude's done. I think I can remember his last fight. The fight before that, dude looked like he was just dying in the ring.
When he fought Gaethje?
Yeah, he would just tell everyone.
He's a tough bastard.
Get down, man.
His last fight, he was putting an arm bar in his arm.
Yeah, I know. That was wild.
He doesn't tap.
What a badass.
Let's talk about Jake Paul versus Ben Askren.
All right, this one's personal because if this man's because if you're going to be calling out people who are professional fighters to box you, don't call out the worst boxer in history of the UFC. Like, what is your plan from this? You're going to beat him up and everyone's just going to make fun of you like it's a joke? So
yeah, I get Jake Paul hasn't fought anyone and he's calling out non-boxers, but he never had an amateur and this is only his 3rd fight. So people want him to call it like Canelo and like people want him to fight like pros that have been doing this their whole life.
Because he runs his mouth more than anyone.
He wants Conor McGregor. Yeah. We know how that would go. But I think this Ben Askren and Jake Paul fight. Some people think Jake Paul's gonna knock him out in the first round. No. I think Ben's gonna last longer than people.
Yeah,
think.
I think Ben's gonna do what he's known for. I think he's gonna dance around, try his best to avoid being hit, and try to drag Jake later and later into the rounds.
We've never seen Jake in the later rounds. We've never seen him with adversity when he's been hit hard.
Yeah,
and why? Because he fought Gibb and Nate Robinson.
Poor man, and then Nate Robinson's whole sports fandom.
He ruined Nate Robinson's career.
Oh no, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, but Ben's strategy is going to be drag the fight as long as possible, clinch as much as possible.
I think we're going to see a lot of clinching.
Ben's going to clinch probably 30 times in the first round.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot.
Ben's going to attack the body. I don't know. This is going to be an ugly fight.
To be some dirty boxing.
Ben should have the stamina advantage, though, because of just how his whole fighting career has been.
Yeah, a lot of people
Ben's
forget
a great wrestler,
but Ben Askren's a world-class wrestler, so
yeah.
If he can clinch and just avoid being hit, there's a chance he could go the distance, but obviously he's got a striking disadvantage like he does in every fight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Jake Paul would be like in the later rounds.
Yeah.
Like, will he get tired? And
is he been training that hard?
Yeah.
Like, does he have?
We know he's been training with elite talent all around him, elite coaches and everything. And he moved. Do you see that Jorge Masvidal was training him because Jorge Masvidal just simply doesn't like Ben Askren?
Yeah. Masvidal's fun to watch too.
Oh yeah, Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman, part 2 pretty much is done.
Yuck. Usman's a beast, but I hate watching someone who stomps on people.
That last fight, though, that was impressive, what Usman did to Burns.
Yeah,
definitely.
Especially getting dropped in round 1 like he did.
Yeah, everyone thought it was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, Burns is coming out hot.
And then, bam.
So let's move on to the great Canelo. Tyler, you're a big Canelo fan, so am I. His next fight is against Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep, another undefeated opponent.
30-0.
Who was the last guy he fought? I'm forgetting his name.
Callum Smith.
Callum Smith was also undefeated, but Canelo handled him pretty easily. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a step up, but I don't see it being much different.
Yeah, speaking of Canelo, Jake Paul's calling out Canelo too.
Oh, jeez.
Calling him old and a hater and shit.
Because a Jake Paul fan went into the Canelo ring after the Udrum fight, and Canelo told him to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, but I think it's going to go down as just Canelo doing what he does best.
Yeah, I agree.
No one's going to beat Canelo for a long time, but
I think the best chance at him losing is a rematch or a third fight with Triple G. And even still, I see him winning that too.
I see him winning it too, but let's be honest, the second fight Triple G won.
It was close, yeah.
Hey man, Vegas has to take their money sometimes.
People can even make the argument that Triple G won the first fight. But let's talk about Canelo versus Floyd, because every time you look at Canelo's record, you have to think of Floyd Mayweather because the dude's like 55-1.
Yeah.
The first time they fought, Canelo was 23-22. Floyd was 36-37. Floyd embarrassed him. I'm not gonna lie. He outstruck him by like 200 punches. Canelo only hit like 15% of his punches.
Yeah, now that
but Floyd is like one of the most like strategic boxers of all time, if not the most. Like the way he fights is just so like calculated, and I don't know. It's just
he invented the shoulder roll.
Like you have a lot of like hit disadvantage, but that's because the dude is just one of the best boxing minds there is.
I agree. Floyd's obviously one of the greatest there is, but there's a lot of talk online. I seen DAZN posted something the other day. Who would win, Prime Canelo, Prime Floyd? There's a lot of controversy being sparked up right now about them.
That'd be the greatest fight in the ever. Probably.
It would. I think a lot of people are quick to look at Floyd's undefeated record, like they should, honestly. But just because someone's undefeated doesn't mean they're not beatable. I mean, when it's all said and done, Canelo might have 20 more fights than Floyd had in his career. Canelo's 29 years old and already has
only 30.
Or he just turned 30 and already has significantly more fights than Floyd already.
He might be in his prime right now.
Yeah, like athletic, body-wise, athletically. Yeah, you give him. He has another like 7 years.
Canelo stays active like this for the next 5 years. He could end like 66-1.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for him is if he can keep that 1 up there and not have it change to a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And fall off like a Manny Pacquiao did, where he was like 55-1 at one point, and now he's like 62-7.
Losing some fights. Yeah.
I think if Prime Floyd fought Prime Canelo, it'd kind of be like the Pacquiao fight. Like it'd be hyped up, like the fight of the generation, and then just be so boring to watch because how like strategic and how easy Floyd would make it look, of just like slipping everything, jab out.
I don't know if the fight would be like super easy if it was Prime versus Prime, but I think Floyd's defense is just too much.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I would see Floyd in decision probably.
It'd be interesting. I think it'd definitely go the distance.
Because I heard Joe Rogan say this the other day. Out of all 50 fights that Floyd's fought and all the legends he's fought, he's only been hurt like twice. He's never been knocked down. He's only been hurt, like actually hurt.
Canelo's never been knocked down either, though. Got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where Canelo was like in trouble though, especially in the Triple G fights.
But you could make the same argument. Obviously, Floyd beat Oscar De La Hoya, but there were some moments in there where Oscar really let him have it. So,
right.
Shane Mosley caught Floyd with that nasty overhand too. That hurt him. Well, let's move on to Canelo's successor, Ryan Garcia. Where do we think Ryan's going to go after the Manny Pacquiao fight fell through?
I think that Ryan should be going for Tank. I don't know. A lot of people say it might be too soon for the fight or whatever. No, I think they're two of the biggest hype names in boxing right now, and it would be one of the best fights, if not the best fight of the year. If
I agree. I think the smart move for Ryan is probably Devin Haney, but I think, like you said, obviously the two people that have the big names in that division are him and Tank, and that's what the people want to see. So
yeah, Haney would be going too because Haney's pretty young himself, so it'd be a pretty good fight as well.
There's 4 big names in that division.
Lopez,
Ryan, Teofimo, Tank, and Haney. But I think
Go ahead.
I think the longer they wait, the more hype the fight will be. Like how Floyd and Pacquiao. I'm not saying wait 5 years like Floyd and Pacquiao did, but I'm saying that Ryan should either pick Tank or Haney to be the one down the line. And I think it should be Haney down the line because they grew up together. They fought in the amateurs together. So I'm thinking Ryan should fight Lomachenko, then Tank, and then Haney, if Haney's still undefeated at the time.
I just want to see him fight Tank now so we don't see that excuse of like, oh, when Tank's like 30. Like, Tank's 30, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear any of that happening. I want to see him fight Prime Tank.
I don't know. I think there might be someone telling Ryan that he's not ready for Tank because it's funny how after he beat Luke Campbell, he's all for Tank. I want Tank. And now he's for Manny, and now he doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah. He seems a bit indecisive at this point.
Because remember in the Mike Tyson podcast, he was like, if Tank doesn't take the fight, his legacy is
tainted now forever. He's the one dodging the fight.
And Ryan's the one that didn't take the fight.
I do think, although the three of them, Haney, Tank, and Ryan, are the big names, people forget Teofimo is the most unified champion out of the 4. He easily beat Lomachenko, who was in the pound for pound rankings. So I think a lot of people sleep on Teofimo right now.
Yeah.
I seen Teofimo want to tank. That'd be a good fight to make.
Yeah, I think that would be the best matchup, honestly. I think them two, and then
if that happens,
Ryan versus Haney
go take
or Loma. Yeah, Lomachenko would be a great matchup for him. Lomachenko's a lot more calm, reserved, likes to take the fight deep, and Ryan's obviously the exact opposite. Likes to finish as quick as he can.
Yeah, it was good to see Ryan face adversity for the first time, get up from a nasty overhand and finish Luke Campbell the way he did.
Good heart.
Yeah, I saw something. Someone was talking shit about Ryan, saying that he didn't hit hard. Like his punches may be fast, hit hard. I was like, I don't understand that. Like if a punch is coming fast, it means it's gonna hit hard. Like I don't think they understand physics here.
Ryan's left hook is probably one of the most dangerous weapons in all sports.
Yeah, and dude was like, his hands are just fast. They don't hit hard though. Like you can't have that. It doesn't
look
work
at
like
it. Look
that.
at every fight he makes. He drops people.
I know. Like come on.
Yeah.
Like people at this point are just trying to find excuses for every fighter out there.
It's because Ryan's a social media star and like he's an Instagram star, and people just hate on him because of that. Exactly.
He doesn't fit the usual picture of what a professional fighter would look like.
No, he's a YouTuber as well.
Yeah, he kind of looks like what's the kid's name in Karate Kid?
Oh,
Daniel. Kind of looks like if he was like his cousin. Shit, he has Mr. Miyagi on the side teaching him everything.
Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, Team Canelo, Mark Castro, Ryan, and
Mark
Canelo,
Castro,
obviously,
our young goat.
Mark Castro, the GOAT, going to be the GOAT in 3 years. Let's move on to the sleeping division, which is the heavyweight division.
My gosh.
There was talks that Fury was going to fight Joshua.
Sorry to cut off the fight. I gotta say something.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Blake Griffin agrees to a contract buyout with the Pistons.
Whoa.
And will become an unrestricted free agent.
I wonder how much money that's gonna.
Yeah. We can go back there. We'll touch them.
Yeah, we'll talk about Blake later. Next episode. But is Fury and Joshua gonna happen, or
I think it has to at some point. I mean,
sometime
at
this
first
year,
it was the rematch versus Wilder. Then it was the fight against Joshua, and now Fury saying he wants a warm-up fight of some sort this spring, and then fight one of the big guys in the winter next year. So
Fury's the big guy. Fury's just not fair, man. That dude is just way too big.
The way he moves,
I'm not gonna call him a cheater either, but some controversy on that. On that Deontay Wilder fight, but no, Fury's just way too damn big. Like I understand it goes by weight and whatever, but being 6'9" is not right. Like a dude should be playing basketball, not fighting people. Like you don't know who just walks into a ring with someone at 6'9" and is like, yeah, I'm gonna win this fight.
It's crazy.
I can't say anyone.
He's very good on his feet too.
Yeah, and he's so big and he looks so technical and just so sound. It's just ridiculous.
I love Wilder, but I think AJ has the better chance to beat him just because AJ is way better at technique than Wilder is.
Yeah, Wilder's. I'm just gonna knock.
Yeah, Wilder's. If I land it right, I win. If I don't, I lose.
It's been interesting because it seems like all three of them have been asleep lately. Joshua fighting the most recent, and that was still a while ago.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that'd be a good fight for sure. Moving on.
Let's go. All right, should we switch over to the NFL?
Yeah, we'll switch over to.
All right, we're gonna switch over to NFL. It's just a quick game we're gonna do. I'm going to say a team, and then you guys just say who's going to start at quarterback for them week 1.
Oh, snap, dude. There's so many trades going on. I hope I've been following.
We're just going to do the hot teams on the quarterback market right now. We'll start off with the Houston Texans.
I'm going to say the Houston Texans quarterback will be one of the veterans in the free agency, and I'm going to guess it's going to be someone like Alex Smith, who just recently got cut, because they're not getting Watson. Watson's not going to be playing for them this year. He already said
Watson's going to be gone.
So someone like Alex Smith, who comeback player of the year, has in the past has won games, played well. I think he can get him for a pretty cheap contract and use him as a bridge.
I actually agree with you there. I think Alex Smith would be a great fit for him. Having been just cut. Was he just cut yesterday?
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I'll go with that as well.
Yeah. I could see the Texans, they might get Sam Darnold or Tua out of what team they trade for. But then if they trade for the Jets, they're probably going to have the second pick. If they trade them to the Dolphins, they'll have the third pick. So you could say Zach Wilson or Justin Fields.
That's possible.
But yeah, I think no matter what happens, they're going to get a young quarterback and then have Fitzmagic, Marcus Mariota, or Alex Smith start behind him. But let's talk about the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins starting quarterback, this is if they don't get Watson, of course, because it's so hard to predict where they're going to go. I think it's just going to be Tua.
Yep.
Yeah, why not? I mean, the Dolphins have been a decent team.
Tua didn't do horrible.
No, and they won games.
He was winning games. I mean,
he didn't put up the numbers or anything, but if you're winning games, I don't see a reason of not seeing what kind of progression. Go get
a Jamar Chase and see what Tua can do in year 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Go get.
Yeah, I think Tua is one of those interesting guys. He came into the draft after just having 2 pretty big surgeries. I think he had a decent year considering what he's been through lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
He's just gonna get more mobile as the years go by.
They gotta take a Jamar Chase, but with their next pick, and they have to take linemen. You got to start getting that right side of the line beefed up because that's your blind side now because of the whole stuff. So you got to start up that line.
So, let's go to the Jets.
All right, the Jets. I
got Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
just gonna say it.
Yeah,
I think they take him and start him.
I'm a big fan that think they shouldn't give up on Darnold just yet, but they're going to. I think it's just fair to say that they're going to. I'm going Zach Wilson as well. If it's not Zach Wilson, I think it's going to be Justin Fields. But I think Zach Wilson will be the starting quarterback of the Jets next year.
Yeah, I think the Jets is an interesting one. I'm with you, Joey. I don't think it's Darnold's fault. They've had some rough coaching, I believe, and they haven't had much of any of an offensive line. So. No. I'll say Darnold just because he's already there, but I agree. Yeah. They could take somebody in the draft and get rid of him.
Right.
All right, now I got the 49ers.
See, the 49ers is where I'm going to say Darnold's going to end up. I've seen a lot of rumors about them really interested in him.
Be a good trade.
And so I'm going to go the Niners end up with Sam Darnold. I think that Jimmy D has just not been what they wanted. He's just been hurt, and he has some big misses, man. His misses aren't just small misses. Yeah, they're big, big misses. So I'm going to say that they're going to go younger. They're going to look at Darnold.
Fair. I would say it's pretty fair.
Let's move on to the Bears.
The Bears. You want to go, TD?
The Bears are... Man, dude, these quarterbacks are getting thrown around everywhere. I don't even know where to start. They got Mitchell Trubisky in right now still, don't they? They haven't got rid of him.
He's a free agent, but I don't see him going to any other team besides going back to the Bears.
But he is a free agent at the moment then?
Yeah, he is.
Interesting. I guess I'll say he ends up back there. I don't see as many quarterbacks being switched around right now. I don't see any other teams really being all that interested in him.
Yeah, I think Nick Foles will be their day one starter just because I think he's on his last year of his contract, of a big contract for Nick Foles. But I don't know. The Bears could maybe cut him, bring in Alex Smith or Marcus Mariota, maybe get a change of scenery. But I don't know. The Bears are in trouble.
Yeah, they are.
I think that Nick Foles will be the week 1 starting quarterback. But I think week 3 and 4 is when we'll see Trey Lance come in. Ooh. I think we can see a quarterback.
Do you think the Bears will move up, or do you think Lance will fall?
No, I think Lance will be somewhere around there.
20.
I've seen a lot of stuff about QBs falling because Mac Jones' rise is really making people fall down.
So was that Texas A&M quarterback? Kellen Mond or something like that.
Yep, Mond's climbing up boards too.
Someone had him over Justin Fields.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't agree with it, but no, I definitely think that Lance will fall because he's such a boom bust player. But I don't see a reason why the Bears won't take him if he's there. I think he'll be the starter.
The Denver Broncos.
My team. All right. If we don't get the Watson sweepstakes,
you won't.
I won't. It's gonna be Drew Lock, and I have no complaints with that. I think you got to give him another year.
If he plays like shit again, it's time.
He's out. Yeah, straight up. There's no excuses this year, especially with Cortland Sutton coming back.
So the Super Bowl favorites, the last team, Detroit Lions.
The Super Bowl favorites.
Hey, Dan Campbell went on the Pat McAfee show the other day.
I watched it.
And he went on Dan Patrick too. And Dan Patrick was like, "What do you want in your quarterback?" And Campbell was like, "I want him to be blonde, and I want him to wear number 16 on his jersey."
Yeah.
So that's staying. Jared Goff's the guy.
Yeah, I agree. I know there are some articles coming out the last few days saying there's always a possibility to take a quarterback, but I think that's just a bluff to get teams to want to bite in on their pick.
The same way that everyone got the Bears to trade up for.
Yeah. We want Trubisky.
You know, GMs were like, no, we really love Trubisky, man. We might trade up to 2
Yeah,
for him.
I think it's just a bluff.
Smoking a cigar at taking Mahomes at 10.
Hell yeah. And the Watson sitting there at 16, everyone's like, yeah, man. Shit. All
right, last thing, the must-win bet. I'm 4-4 because my guy Mark Castro and Canelo, 100%er. I told you guys. Joey, I think you're 5-3.
I am 5-3. Thank you for pointing that out.
So Tyler, if you want you could stick to UFC if you want. Just make a sports bet, like who you think's gonna win. You can do a parlay. Maybe predict all 3 championship fights.
I guess I'll go for that. I'll just go for it. My parlay.
Okay. Do you want to start us out?
My parlay is going to be Aljamain Sterling, the GOAT Amanda Nunes, and I'll be the black sheep here and pick Jan Blachowicz.
Okay.
Whoa, Izzy slander.
I'm not a hater of Izzy by any means. He's one of my favorite guys.
I'm a big Izzy fan, but there's definitely a huge chance that Jan drops Izzy.
If this fight turns into something where they're exchanging punches, I think Jan wins this.
Okay.
I'll do the same parlay as Tyler, but give me Izzy instead of Jan, just because I'm a big Izzy fan.
That's your must win.
So give me Sterling, Amanda Nunes, and Izzy, and let's get past 500 here.
Right, and I'm all about making you guys money. So why don't you guys just go ahead and go sell your house, and then after you get the money from that, I want you just to put it all on Michigan beating Michigan State on Sunday again for the second time this season. If Michigan loses, I'll come to your guys' house, each and every one of you that sends me an address, and I'll come kiss your feet because there's no way we lose to that Michigan State team. So Michigan Sunday, Michigan State.
Yeah, what a game that was the other night.
Yeah.
They're making me nervous after that Illinois loss, but they pulled through in that second half for sure.
Yeah, Michigan didn't even play that good in the first half, and we still won the first half by 11 points.
The first 13 minutes of that second half,
was horrible.
Michigan State had 2 baskets the whole time.
They're locked down. There's no way the State matches up well against us. They don't have a big guy to guard Hunter, and their guards, they're not as fast. Like Langford, what is he, 30 now?
Yeah, for real.
And then Aaron Henry.
Aaron Henry's our only player.
He's good, but Franz Wagner on Aaron Henry, that's the best defender in the country.
And I agree.
And then Mike Smith. I don't even know who State's point guard is. I'm not gonna lie. It's the first year in 20 years that I don't know who State's point guard is. I mean, Foster Lawyer's hurt, but it's Foster Lawyer.
And they're not gonna make the tourney, dude. I'm telling you.
I
can't wait.
I said this the other day. It was so funny. If Michigan State go to overtime, what if Juwan went over to Izzo? Grown ups, he's like, let's bring our sons into it.
Oh, shit.
And Jace Howard would literally 21-0 Steven Izzo. Because you got Jace Howard. Jace Howard was a 3-star. He averaged 22 a game at his D1 high school. And they got Steven Izzo, who was a team manager, didn't even play for his high school team. You got 6'8", Jace Howard, 5'7", Steven Izzo.
Yeah.
And then you got Juwan, who was a Fab 5 member NBA player, and then you got Izzo, who's 5'6".
Did you guys hear what the announcers were talking about with him recruiting his son, Juwan? He said, Juwan said he actually knows the mother very well.
Oh yeah, he's been around the block a couple times.
Hey, Jet Howard gonna bring in that another number 1 class of the year after next year.
Yeah, what he's done's been amazing. He's exactly what everybody was thinking Harbaugh was gonna be.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, right now, Harbaugh is the biggest loser of Michigan winning.
I agree.
The season title. Just saying.
Hey, give Harbaugh this year. Give Harbaugh the JJ McCarthy ring, and then we'll see how that goes. If JJ McCarthy doesn't pan out, it's Harbaugh. Get the fuck out of here. But if McCarthy's the chosen one, he's the chosen one.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm a big fan of McCarthy. I think he's the chosen one, but we throw around that savior of Michigan.
We thought Shea was the chosen one.
We
thought Milton was the chosen one.
At this point, we're so desperate that anyone could be the chosen one.
We thought McCaffrey was the chosen one.
Yeah.
Joe Milton,
Peters was the chosen one.
O'Corn for about
me and Joey went to a game and said we want Peters.
Well, yeah, I was literally when Peters got his first start, we were at that game when Michigan fans, we were part of that rally that's we want Peters, and then he come in and threw about 100 yards and we won the game. And that's Brandon Peters' career in Michigan. I'll throw for 90 yards and we'll win.
Remember when Will Spate was the chosen one?
Will Spate is our best quarterback in recent years.
Hey, don't slander Rudock.
Yeah, Jake Rudock's been the best one lately. So
Jake Rudock's probably the best one of the Harbaugh era.
Yeah,
and he was here before Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I think Michigan football's in trouble.
I don't know though. Donovan Edwards,
Xavier Worthy.
When you get a 5-star quarterback and running back coming in,
Dax
it's going to be a good class.
Going to be on his last year probably.
Yeah, Dax will probably be leaving us.
Caden McNamara is probably going to be the day one starter.
Or that transfer.
Ooh, from Texas Tech.
Yeah, or the transfer. I can see.
You know how those Texas Tech boys go.
Yeah, for real. He's sliding for 800 yards.
That's what we need.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, this is probably my last year for Josh Gaddis as well. I'm glad we got rid of Don Brown because he's a disaster of a defensive coordinator. But yeah, give Gaddis one more year.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. So.
All right, that's probably the end of the podcast. This is definitely the longest one. Didn't expect that though.
No, didn't.
Because we were only going to talk about fighting.
Yeah.
Hey, but I like talking about fighting. I know Tyler does as well.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Joey, for having me on. I had a good time.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll Venmo you your $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just pull that out of my ass real quick.
All right, but yeah.
Yeah, make sure you guys, like, comment,
we probably won't be posting on, because normally we'd post every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. We'll probably just get it up when we get it done once a week.
Yeah, no more saying it's Tuesday. Y'all get it once a week.
Yeah. Thanks for watching it, though.
Yep.